Our next video question comes from Emily Becker, an MPA student with a concentration in environmental science and policy. Emily, please.
Hi, thank you so much for joining us today. My question is more focused on current events. Over the last week or so, we've seen a considerable amount of misinformation about power outages in Texas, with many falsely attributing system outages to the state's wind turbines failing. How do we combat the use of disasters like this one as anti-renewable cases?
Yeah, so all these sources of energy can be weatherized. It costs more money. Literally, there was a nuclear reactor that just the reservoir level sensor froze up, and so it tripped that one plant to go offline, and it came back up a few days later. The biggest thing was that the natural gas plants had not been weatherized. And of course, we know that natural gas plants can run in Alaska and North Dakota. They spent extra money. And in the Texas case, they hadn't incented that type of reliability. It was more of a short-term bid market. And then, of course, Texas is special in that it's chosen to have even less transmission connections with the rest of the country than the East Coast grid and the West Coast grid. They have their own ERCOT, Energy Reliability Council of Texas, that does not interconnect to any meaningful degree to other states. And that would have solved this problem for them because other states had some capacity that could have been made available. So it's a very interesting thing that people chose to blame it on renewables, but that actually the issue of reliability is a legitimate issue. Eventually, when you try to get above 80% renewables, it is very, very hard to maintain reliability. You either need that storage miracle or nuclear and a massive transmission capabilities so that all works. I do think that some Republicans are coming around on climate where they'll accept that it's a problem, accept there's a goal, and then fine, disagree about let's use the private sector more and the government less. We need that debate. We need both parties, trying to optimize the cost of achieving this goal. In policy, although there's lots to be done, this issue of moving it to be, okay, we all agree we need to defend the country, and now we can still debate the defense budget, or that health R&D is important. The bipartisan nature of the funding of the NIH really has been phenomenal. Even in these last 4 years where the executive branch tried to cut it, it continued to get very strong bipartisan support.